Fiancée from a relationship of 9 years cheated and now tried to end her life by starvation after we broke off. Original post. I am engaged to my fiancée, let's call her Barrett. We've been together for 9 years and only got engaged 2 months ago. Our relationship has always been solid, as we both put in conscious effort to keep each other happy. The issue began when one of my close friends went to a blind group date, an event where men and women meet up to find potential partners. He saw Barrett there, recognized her, snapped a photo, and sent it to me. I knew he was going there to hook up that night. By the time Barrett came back to my house, we lived together. I had already packed all her belongings with the help of our housekeeper, stuffed the door keyhole so she couldn't use her key, left her stuff outside, and sent her a message with the photo. We are done. Don't call me. Don't ever come here again. Then I blocked her and turned off my phone. I also told the housekeeper not to let her in. I couldn't sleep and felt my heart sinking and crushing all night. In the morning, I turned my phone back on to call in sick to work and saw it bombarded with calls and texts from her friends and parents. I ignored and blocked everyone except my own family. 2 days later, in the afternoon, her parents and my parents showed up at my house. Since my parents were there, I couldn't just tell them to leave, so I let everyone in. My parents stayed silent. Barrett's father screamed at me about trust, saying I made a rash decision without even talking to his daughter, and that he thought I'd be more mature. Her mother was more understanding, saying that Barrett had put herself in this position by making a decision that naturally brought suspicion. They told me she had barely eaten in 2 days and that I owed it to her to at least hear her out. I didn't want to see her because I still loved her so much, and I knew I'd probably be swayed by whatever she said. I refused to go to her but said that if she came here, I'd talk to her. They called her, and she arrived with 2 of her friends. She explained that she went to the group date because her friend needed a wing woman, and she was just there to help. She hadn't told me because she thought she was simply going out with a friend. Her friend never mentioned it was a blind date. She showed me her phone and the messages, and everything added up. I called the friend who sent me the photo and asked what he saw. He said Barrett refused alcohol, only drank tea, and left with her, female, friend after the couples were matched. She didn't talk to or exchange numbers with anyone. I felt like the world's biggest idiot, guilty and ashamed, and started apologizing profusely to salvage the relationship. We're still trying to make it work. I'm planning a vacation as an apology, and she has mostly forgiven me, though with a few conditions. Was I the a-hole for jumping to conclusions based on circumstantial evidence? Reading the top comments before the update. The moment she found out it was a date event, why didn't she leave? Why would you want to marry someone whose judgment is so flawed? She doesn't owe her friend anything that would be inappropriate for someone in a committed relationship. There's no excusing the fact that she stayed. If she cared about your engagement, she would have left immediately. Not the a-hole. Even if her friend didn't tell her it was a hookup party, she knew what it was once she got there. Plenty of time to send a text before your friend took her picture and sent it to you. If she didn't, it's because she was there to hook up and then got caught. The moment she realized what it was, through the entire event, and even after leaving, there were plenty of chances to text something, but not a word. It sounds like she stayed through the whole thing. Not the a-hole. She even had texts with her friend, apparently after the event, discussing it, yet she couldn't message you even once. Even if she was just being a wing woman, she still put herself in a situation to interact with single men. I'm not sure the blind date label makes it any worse. First update. Found out that my fiancé of 9 years really did cheat on me, and I am livid. We've been together for 9 years, and I have never felt more miserable or betrayed. We got engaged a little over 2 months ago. After the engagement, I thought our relationship had become deeper, but I was wrong. The engagement had the opposite effect. I only found out because one of her friends told me about it. When I confronted my fiancée, her excuse was that she was drunk. We were each other's only sexual partner, and she said she was curious about what sex would feel like with someone else. While drunk, she made a mistake and had a one-night stand with her friend's brother. She told me it was a mistake, that she never meant for it to happen and that we could still rebuild our relationship. I asked her if it felt good enough. Was it worth throwing away 9 years of our life together? My heart aches. I can literally feel a cold, painful hole in my chest. Watching her cry only made my pain worse, but the disgust I feel when I look at her, the images of her with that other guy flashing in my head, are even stronger. She swore off alcohol, promised to cut off her friend and her friend's brother. Hearing this didn't make me feel any better. Any love I have left is slowly turning into hate. I asked her to take off the engagement ring, pack up, and leave my house. My family is disappointed in her and completely supportive of my decision. Her values and ours no longer align. Her family is divided. Her father thinks that a one-night stand while drunk isn't enough to throw 9 years down the drain, while her mother understands my decision but wishes we could work it out. I don't think I'll ever be able to date or trust a woman again. Reading the top comments before the update. You have all my support in your decision. Do you know the real reason she cried? Because she got caught. I wanted to believe that the alcohol was the problem. But no matter how much I search online or ask around, the answer is no, it wasn't the alcohol. She said it herself, she wondered what sex with another person would be like, so she did it. Whether or not it destroyed your relationship and 9 years together, she did it. Your post from 11 days ago about the group date, where she didn't go through with anything, obviously, she didn't because your friend caught her there. This was most certainly premeditated. Alcohol had nothing to do with it. From what I understood, she never meant to act on that thought, but because of the alcohol, it just happened. You'll learn to love and trust again with time, just never with her again. I can't imagine it. I'm already 28 years old, if it happens again, I might be too old to start a solid relationship and family. I got married at 33 and didn't start a family until 36. You have time. You're still early in the world is ending stage, but it's far from too late. It's cliché, but try therapy to help process this. If you can't afford it, try a support group or at least talk with a friend. The key is to actually grieve what you've lost so you can start healing. I've thought about therapy, but the issue is that I'm certified in psychology. I work as the psychological counselor for a major church in my city. It's likely I'd overanalyze or dismantle the session instead of benefiting from it. Still, thank you for reassuring me about starting a family later in life. Update. After breaking things off, things were quiet for a while as I grieved on my own. 3 days ago, her parents came knocking on my door again. I ignored them until they left. However, they didn't give up, they ambushed me at my office in the church where I work. They told me that my ex has been starving herself and is now hospitalized. According to them, she's been refusing treatment, and they want me to visit her. They said they don't want me to get back with her, they just want me to meet her. I told them I'd think about it, but I still haven't made up my mind. I no longer know what to think. My current thoughts could be summarized as follows. I'm starting to feel that she might actually regret cheating, and maybe reconciliation is an option. On the other hand, if she was this attached to our relationship, why did she cheat in the first place? I still can't get the image of her sleeping with another man during that one-night stand out of my head. Not long ago, I was desperate to make her feel better during our period, and it always hurt me to see her in pain. Now, the thought of her being in pain and hospitalized might break my resolve about the breakup. The betrayal has affected me so much that I'm sure I'll need therapy. I can already feel myself doubting my own mother's words simply because she's a woman. If I try to reconcile and she betrays me again, I don't know how much more damage that will cause. Some additional context that I didn't include in the last post about how she ended up cheating. One of her friends kept pestering her about how she was missing out by marrying after only having sex with me. I was also her only partner. This same friend invited her over, where they drank with a guy, the brother of another one of their friends. My fiancée couldn't get her friend's words out of her head and ended up having a one-night stand with the guy while under the influence of alcohol. If I decide to visit her and consider reconciliation, my initial conditions so far are: prenuptial agreement, no more alcohol, she cuts that toxic friend out of our lives, mandatory counseling, therapy. I'd really appreciate feedback regarding this. Should I visit her or not? Should I give reconciliation a shot? Reading the top comments before the update. Wait, tell me the timeline from the group date thing in your previous post a month ago to this? Was the cheating on the same night as the group date? She cheated sometime before the group date, went to the group date and I found out. We broke up, she convinced me nothing happened, I apologized, and took her on a vacation to a seaside resort. We got back from the vacation, and the sister of her hookup informed me about the truth out of guilt. I broke off the engagement, she starved herself into being hospitalized. Nah, she failed the wife test, bro. Move on. I understand that now. I guess I just wasn't thinking rationally when I wrote the post. If you go see her now, She'll manipulate you, the same way she did before. For all you know, they just got caught this time, but she's been cheating with this guy, or others, for years. The trust is gone. The relationship is over. Stay strong, don't let her manipulate you. If you work in a church and both of you have only ever had sex with each other, her going out and having a one-night stand is so out of character that it makes me question her actual character. That doesn't just happen. Not for someone who's engaged and only been with one person. Sure, it happens, but in my experience, that's just a sign of more to come. Wife? She is not one. Do not cave. You'll regret it once you're married with kids and she has another one-night stand, then you'll really be stuck. Right now, you're free. Right there in your first paragraph, the fear of missing out doesn't make sense, especially if it was truly a one-night stand. Even people who are sexually active don't often do that with random strangers. I bet she's been more sexually active than she let on. And the reason she came clean? Most likely because someone was threatening to expose her. Just my opinion. She never told me. The sister of her hookup partner was the one who informed me. Last update. I would like to thank you all very much for the insight and support. After reading through the comments, I realized that I never even considered the possibility that she might be trying to manipulate or guilt me back into the relationship. I only saw her behavior as a gesture of remorse and a sign of sincerity. This realization makes me feel so naive. After calming down and thinking everything through rationally, I've decided not to see her again. As for her parents, I don't feel it would be right to trespass them from the house of God, so if they show up at my office, I'll simply welcome them politely and reaffirm my decision going forward. Thank you all again for helping me find the right direction. Your guidance and honesty have meant a lot to me. Next story. My husband left me over cheating assumptions. I posted about 3 months ago about how my husband was convinced I was cheating. He hid recorders and cameras without my knowledge. I wasn't allowed to shower or shave without being questioned. He inspected my pants when I got off work, and mind you, I only just started working within the last few months after years of being not allowed because he thought I was cheating back then too. He has taken me through lie detectors, monitored my phone and spending accounts, which I honestly didn't care about, because I know I'm innocent, and he still swears I'm cheating. For the record, I'm not and never have. I couldn't even imagine cheating on anyone, especially someone I once loved so dearly. Even if that love is gone now, I've been cheated on before, and it's heartbreaking. I get it. Anyway, this is something I've dealt with for 6 years, so it's become the norm for me. We have a 5-year-old special needs son together. I have no money to my name because I just started working part-time, and I have no way to afford our current house. My husband, however, has retirement benefits and can afford it, though he doesn't work. My birthday was Monday. Every birthday for the past 6 years, I've at least cried once. I've lost so much love over the years that I just don't have it in me to cry anymore. But this birthday was different, super sweet. Unlike the others. I should have known then. The next morning, after our child went to school, he presented me with a birthday surprise. He said I had to choose him or not to choose him. He played a video on a little photo display, his proof of me cheating. It was a 15-second clip out of 5 hours of him secretly recording me. I was literally sitting on a bar stool, playing some random game on my phone to pass the time. He insists that's proof of me cheating. It's insane, honestly. I wish I could post it here. Needless to say, I didn't admit to cheating, because I did not cheat, and I refused to confess to something I didn't do. He's told me dozens of times, if you just tell me the truth, we can work through this. So if I truly were cheating, why wouldn't I just say it to keep our home and family together? Probably because I'm not. He has hours and days of footage, recordings, phone records, no proof, yet he still accuses me. Yesterday, while we were driving around town, a phone ringer went off. Not our phones. He had a second hidden phone that went off. He's the only one hiding and lying, yet he accuses me. When I confronted him, he dropped the bombshell. He said he got another place and is leaving me and our son with nothing. So now, I'm being punished for something I didn't even do. Honestly, I think he's the one cheating, because all signs point that way, and I've been through this before. I don't even care about that anymore. What I care about is that he's giving no warning, no money, and leaving us nowhere to go. I don't have family here, he's moved me across the country and back, running from only God knows what. But to abandon your special needs child, who depends on routine, without giving him or me a chance to adjust or plan, It's heartless and cold. I truly wish I'd never met this man. I'm blindsided over false assumptions. What do I even do from here? That man is a psycho. My assumptions are that he's probably the one having an affair. I have all his proof, and honestly, I wish I could post it because it's insane. He's seeing a therapist and swears the therapist says I'm cheating. I know that's a lie, but at this point, I can only think he's the one lying. I just want to move on with my son. I feel the worst for my son. He's not going to understand, and this change will drain him. That's the only reason I cry for him. If he isn't cheating himself, he's at least paranoid to a serious degree. Your son will be better off without him. Please get your son evaluated when he's older. Paranoia and delusional thinking can sometimes be genetic. He did the same thing to his ex-wife. They had 4 kids together, and he accused her of cheating so much that he forced her to write a confession letter just so he'd sign the divorce papers. He's military, has PTSD, and possibly more, but has been seeing a therapist for 5 months now with no clear diagnosis. He's a good father for the most part, except he loses his temper easily but feels horrible afterward. He's never hit or spanked, and our son loves him so much. He's autistic and doesn't understand. He doesn't care if his credit gets ruined. He won't pay for anything. He filed bankruptcy 2 months ago and already mentioned filing again soon. He just doesn't care. Both our names are on the car and the house. With full-time work, I can manage, but I needed more notice than a few weeks to get that done.